Let's do some warm stove news. A few moves before spring training. Like I said, pitchers and catchers report tomorrow. Couldn't be more excited. First things first, the Astros, they did actually extend Jose Altuve. They gave him 5 years, $125 million, heading
Finally,
into his age 34 season. So this obviously means he's going to retire an Astro because they certainly are not going to trade him during this time because his trade value would be probably about like this, Brig, about like that.
for sure.
But I think that the move with this is just, hey, thanks for everything you've done for us. We don't care if you never make another All-Star team. We don't care if we never win it. Well, obviously they'd like to win another title with him, but he doesn't have to. Your number's going in the rafters when you're done, and
Yeah.
we want you to be our guy forever, which I
Yep.
think is cool. Good for
I
them.
love
Good for
that.
him.
Yeah. I should say I love that that tradition exists. I love the sentiment around the league. I
Mhm.
don't always love the Astros and their decision making.
We
And
know
I'm
that.
still waiting for Alex Bregman to get his deal.
They say
So
they're going to. They say it's
I
going to
know.
happen.
But
But
okay, let me ask you this question.
okay,
From the outside looking in, right? Because we're not Astros fans. My question to you
right.
is, do you extend, sign, whatever you want to call it? Do you seal the deal with Bregman before Altuve or Altuve before Bregman? You're the general manager for a day. Which one do you do first?
Um, I think I think that they're doing it in the right order.
Okay.
I think you do it with Altuve, and then you do it with Bregman, because this is the thing: is that Altuve from the I don't know if from the beginning, but he's always been an inspirational story and kind of been the heartbeat of that clubhouse,
For
right?
sure.
Like
Yeah, that's a good point.
when he's been out with injury, they have not done well for
True.
whatever reason. He's a second baseman who has average speed with plus pop, right?
100%. That's a great, yeah.
But what he brings to that dugout and that clubhouse is apparently enormous. And so I think he's your guy. I think Bregman understands that he's your guy. Altuve was the guy that everybody in the clubhouse said he was the only one who didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't have anything to do with trash cans. He told us he didn't want to do it. Right?
That's what they say.
Which that's what they say, which should have been their first clue that like maybe we shouldn't be doing this, right?
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I think it's the right order. I don't think Bregman sees it as any kind of will see it as any kind of slight, anything like that, because I think he understands where Altuve is in the pantheon of lifer Houston Astros and where he fits next and is going to fit next in line if he signs that lifer deal.
Yeah.
You know what coming up, and it's up to him. And maybe he'll just be like, nah, I kind of want to test the free agent market and see how things go
Could. Totally could.
because it's worked out
So
for
I just
George
looked
Springer.
it
It's
up
kind of worked out for Carlos Correa as well.
for sure. I just looked it up. Altuve's been with the club since 2011.
Uh huh.
Um, Bregman has only been with the club since 2016. So
Yeah.
there is a seniority esque precedent there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, in my head, I was under the impression that they were doing
No,
this, riding the train at the same time.
no, they yeah, like you said, Altuve's been there several years longer. He's
Yeah.
considerably older. How old is Alex Bregman?
Oh, cool.
He's
Thanks for
what,
asking me
around
that.
30? Yeah, I thought you might have that.
Well, I
He's
did,
29.
Brad.
He's 29.
I had it.
So if he gets a long-term deal with them, which I doubt because their GM has said specifically he doesn't like long-term deals,
It's true.
right?
The new
But if
GM.
he gets
Yeah.
a 5 year, but if they give him a 5 year deal as well, he's in his mid 30s and they're getting all of it. And then at that point, they can give him a goodwill contract for the end of his career if
Totally.
they want
Well, and
to.
they'll get prime Bregman. I mean,
Yeah,
they've been getting prime Bregman, but they'll get more of it.
they'll continue to get Prime Bregman. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yep, yeah. And I wonder if it's one of those things where even they were to give him a 5 year deal with an option at the end to extend another few years, something like that.
3, 4,
But
something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's what I'd do if I were
A
them.
little escalator situation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. But while
Cool.
we're
Well,
talking
good
about
for Altuve is what I say.
yeah,
We've just
good
been
for
sitting
him.
around waiting for it to happen. So this is
Hmm. Yeah. But while we're talking about the what I call the goodwill contract, the Dodgers re-signed Clayton Kershaw for 1 year, $5 million, with a player option for 2025. So if he decides he
What?
wants to come back and play one more year, because he's not even going to be back until July,
Yeah, it's June, July
right?
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he comes
Maybe
back and
even
decides,
maybe even after the All-Star break, honestly.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, about the
Because
All
he's
Star break.
old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing against it. We're
yeah,
old, but
for 2025 if he wants to. So
yeah.
good for him. I think that's cool because he deserves to be a Dodger for life, and they understand that obviously,
Oh
and
yeah.
then he likes it there. So I think it's good. I think it's cool. Good for him.
Yeah. I do too.
Another guy I'm happy got a deal was Jonathan India with the Reds. I would love it if they would just trade him to Seattle, but I guess that's not going to happen right now. But they avoided arbitration with a 2-year, $8.8 million deal. He was the NL MVP. He was their everyday second baseman until this last year, and it looks like this year he's going to start the season as the DH.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like it for him. That's
Cool.
cool. That's
I
a
do
good
too.
spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm just glad they saw his value.
Well, there was so much talk about them trading him last year, like so
Yep.
much talk,
Yeah.
and that's why I was just like, I mean, I did like
Not
half an
no good.
episode on
Yeah,
like
you did.
pleading for Jerry DePoto to trade for him, but I
Yeah,
guess
you
it's not gonna happen now. Like I said, um, Vlad Guerrero Jr. He won his arbitration
mm-hmm.
hearing, $19.9 million. Good for him. And then the Brewers signed El Gary Sanchez to a 1 year, $7 million deal.
They did.
That's interesting to me that A, they signed him, and B, he went there because they still have William
Wilson
Contreras.
Contreras. Or William. Yeah, William.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't get it.
Is he going to be their DH?
Or is he going to platoon and be the leadership guy, the experience guy?
So I have a hard time seeing him sign as a backup catcher. I don't feel like that fits his personality.
Yeah, but his personality fits playing Major League Baseball, and right now that's all he's going to get.
Yeah.
That's my argument. My
So I
argument
just pulled this
is
up.
he's so lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I misread a headline, so I'm not going to share that. But anyway, no, I don't know. I don't see it working out well for either of those guys because he and Contreras are both going to want starting reps. And I don't see a 50-50 situation because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No.
Unless you're like, you catch the 1-2 pitcher, you catch the 4-5 pitcher, and you'll split time with the 3. Or
No.
1-2 pitcher,
No.
4-5. Yeah, I don't see that working out well for anybody.
No.
Although I will say this, Brig, you get to, because this is a 1 year, $7 million deal. That's pretty easy to cut bait with. You
Yep.
get into September and
There you
you're
go.
like, we want to roll with one catcher. Or mid-August even, you cut bait with Gary Sanchez, make William Contreras your everyday catcher, and you bring in a cheap backup to catch getaway days.
Yep. Or you trade him if he's had enough reps to prove himself for a trade piece at the deadline. Then they flip him
Yeah, flip him for a bat and a backup catcher.
a bat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That could
Here's the other
work.
thing, though. We've seen Milwaukee make some weird moves already. So I am not either they're seeing stuff we're not seeing, or they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know which is which.
I don't know. It felt when they traded Hader like they might have been a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but that kind of worked out for him a little bit.
Yeah, but that's exactly that's because that I don't know how else to put it. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like we don't know which way the chips are going to fall because every time we think we've gone left, maybe it's right, but we still don't know. Only time will
Yeah, I
tell.
don't know. They're gonna be an interesting team to watch this year.
Yeah,
They're always kind of an interesting team to watch, but they have a different manager this year, so I don't know.
that's what I'm worried about. Like all of this new stuff that's happening, it makes you wonder. It's just a head scratcher.